You know what? Have you, as a progressive rock fan or prog metal or whatever you're into in the progressive genre, have you ever thought about what might be the best guitar intro in all of prog? If you have, or if you haven't, you are here today and you will find out what is the best guitar intro in prog. What are the best guitar intros in prog? I've got all of that for you with the number one best guitar intro in all of prog later on in this video. I'm your host, Cody Brockway, and you are back here for another episode of Brockway's Vinyl Bites. So, I've taken a bunch of songs, and of course I've got a list of 10 songs here with probably the most infamous prog rock guitar intro in the history of the genre at number one. I've got 10 songs here that I think totally represent the whole idea of great intros to prog songs, and honestly any one of these could be number one because they're really awesome. They're all very iconic and brilliant in their own way, and so I've got lots of different phases and eras of prog going on here. So we're going to start off with an 80s track. Of course, if you love this genre, you probably know this song very well. The guitarist is Steve Rothery, and the guitar intro is bam 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 bam. That's right, it's Marillion from the Misplaced Childhood record, Kaylee. Absolutely, you see them play this live and the whole place lights up just on the opening chords with that. Of course, typically when they play it live, they would usually back it with Pseudo Silk Kimono, but he could just come out and play that and the whole place would go wild. Absolutely, Marillion's biggest song, Kaylee, from the Misplaced Childhood album, and his tone and the riff is just totally unmistakable. Once you know the song, you know it, and it's a classic guitar riff, so there you go. Now we're going to go to 1978 from the supergroup that had Alan Holdsworth, Eddie Jobson, John Wetton, and Bill Bruford, and they put out one record with this lineup. It is UK, and of course the song is Nevermore. That brilliant classical sort of flamenco-style guitar playing that Alan Holdsworth does at the beginning of the song is absolutely breathtaking. And it's just the whole album is magnificent, but in particular looking at the guitar intro for this, when I was coming up with this idea, this was a no-brainer to throw that in there because Alan Holdsworth is one of the biggest geniuses of jazz and prog, and he's just an absolutely tremendous and totally well thought out guitar player. Just fantastic. And the first 30 seconds of this song with him just going at it on the acoustic classical guitar, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a guitar player, but I just appreciate that art, and Alan Holdsworth certainly serves it up on Nevermore from the UK. Good stuff. And a gentleman who just recently had a birthday at the time of recording this video is Uriah Heep's Mick Box, and the title track to The Magician's Birthday. The song is just really kind of an epic, well, it's a full-fledged song, but the middle part has an awesome guitar solo in it, as you all know. But his intro to this, awesome. Just a great riff to lead into an absolutely epic 10-minute piece of music. Love Uriah Heep, and Mick Box is one of the best guitar players ever. Love him very much. And this next one is probably a bit of a left turn, but it's very heavy, and the main riff in this is awesome, but the little intro that sets up the main riff just kind of gets you sort of creeped out enough to enjoy the piece of music so much. It's Steven Wilson, actually, from the In Absentia record, Porcupine Tree, that's right. The song is The Blackest Eyes. Just a great sort of haunting little intro before the main riff comes and just kicks you in the face. So good. It really sets up the tone for the whole album. That's how good this guitar intro is here on Blackest Eyes. Very good. So awesome. He's so great. What a talented guy. And another one, actually a lot of these are songs that open up the album, so I guess the band knew what they were doing, kind of putting the guitar player out there in the front. Okay, you're going to start off this record here, and you're going to set the tone for the entire album. No pressure! But these guys all rose up to the occasion, and in particular in this choice it is Martin Barre. Yeah, of course, you had to put this. This is one of Prog's most iconic albums and songs. Of course, the song I'm choosing is Aqualong. And bottom down 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 Say no more, man. I'm in. I'm in. It is awesome. It immediately just hooks you right off the top when you've never heard the song before, and you never forget the riff. Ever. And it's just Martin Barre standing there. It's Martin Barre standing there on his own, sort of introducing the album. Really cool. I love him so much, and Jethro Tull is lacking without him. I have all the respect in the world for Ian Anderson and everyone he plays with, but come on, man. Know it when you got it. That's all I gotta say. Aqualong, Jethro Tull, and the band that is on my shirt coming in at number 5. Although, like I said, this is not a ranking. But, of course, because any other day, this could be number 1. But they're my favorite band of all time. Of course, you got two or three people playing guitar on this. I'd reckon that this would be Mike Rutherford and Steve Hackett dueling this intro together. Of course, it's Genesis from the Nursery Crime album, and it is the musical box. Bum ba 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 bum ba 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 da da. Play me old King Cole. Yeah, you don't need me to sing it to you. You know the riff. If you've been watching Brockway's Vinyl Bites, you know the song. And if you don't know the song, I recommend you go check it out right now. It is absolutely awesome. And just that whole 10-minute epic that is the musical box is one of the most breathtaking pieces of music in any band's catalog. But the way Steve and I believe Mike Rutherford set up the song with that wonderful guitar intro. Can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. So cool. And, there we go. The next up is a band that I talk about a lot. They're in every one of my videos. They're pretty much my hometown heroes. Of course, they're from about 45 minutes away. So not really hometown, but they're my province heroes, absolutely. In Ontario, Canada, we're talking about Rush. We're going to go to the Farewell to Kings album and the song Xanadu. Now, I know that there's a bit of a keyboard in here, so it's not fully guitar just on its own, and there's a little bit of percussive stuff, but when Alex comes in with the boom, 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 then he comes in with that boom, and the way it leads the rest of the band in is just absolutely epic. It really, the whole first 2 minutes of the song, introducing the track with his guitar playing, it just totally is so atmospheric, and it just takes me to another world every time I listen to it. And that is the point of music, and they nailed it! Xanadu from Rush. And another band that absolutely nails that idea is a very heavy band, but they were totally and completely influenced by Rush. I think anyone that knows this band knows that that's a pretty obvious thing. But Dream Theater from the Systematic Chaos record, we're busting out the 7 strings here for the Dark Eternal Night. Awesome. Again, my my vocal interpretations of them don't make them sound that appetizing, but trust me, if you've never heard it before, it's an absolute banger of a tune, and just an epic track. 8 minutes, but they squeeze a lot into 8 minutes, and it's a catchy riff. It really is. It's cool. And John Petrucci just being an evil genius. Dark Eternal Night from Dream Theater. So good. And the next two are the final two, probably very obvious choices, but I had to put them in because you can't really have a list of the best guitar intros in progressive rock without mentioning David Gilmore and Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Of course, the first half, the part that introduces the album, just it is just so, spine-tinglingly good. Making up a new word today. Anyway, I get the chills listening to this stuff, and it is just absolutely fantastic. David Gilmore just kind of coming in over top of Richard Wright's keyboards and really taking the lead here. Of course, Richard Wright serving as an atmosphere, sort of base for David Gilmore to build upon, and that's exactly what he does in this. One of the best guitar intros ever, Shine On You Crazy Diamond. And probably the most famous one in all of progressive rock history. What is it? Take a second to think about it. And while you're at it, leave a comment full of your top 10 favorite best guitar intros in all of Prog. As we talk about the number 1 choice, it has to be this. The awesome acoustic guitar playing of Steve Howe from the Fragile album. It is Roundabout. Dee 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 doo doo. Everyone knows that riff. I mean, my gosh. You don't even have to know Prog. You just have to know Q107. Or any classic rock station, really, that plays good classic rock. And you probably know that intro riff. The song was in Grand Theft Auto. It's on the radio all the time. It's in lots of video games over the years. It's probably in movies and such as well. But yeah, Roundabout, just probably the most famous progressive rock guitar intro ever, I'd say. So yeah, pretty cool. So, what's the best guitar intro in prog? I'd say the most famous one has got to be Roundabout, but here's 10 songs that could possibly be the best guitar intro in prog. Ultimately, that's up to the listener, isn't it? So, what do you think? I want to hear from you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we just lost power for a second. Isn't that awesome? But it is back on. And we are rocking. Wow, that's hilarious. That's never happened on video before. So, there we go. This has been another episode of Brockway's Vinyl Bites. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I want to say thank you to everyone. Really cool people. Jeff Shilka. John and Scott, you guys know who you are. Of course, also another Scott Lade from the Prog Corner. Great people. Tara O'Reilly from Spin in Prog for just being my rock and being the love of my life. Love you all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Rock on!